Hello there. What is going on, Legion fans? We have a long awaited and expected announcement at the GAMA Trade Show of brand new starters, as well as card packs and other things and expansions and some release dates and things like that. So we're going to talk about all of this. A little bit of admin stuff before we jump into it. I'll make this quick. $25 Amazon gift card giveaway is still going on. You got about another week for that. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment. Also, check links in the video description below for our Discord, as well as social media links and all of that. But yeah, just leave a comment. Let me know what you are looking forward to. What do you think about the timelines and what they're announcing here? There aren't prices, but we do have a little bit related to pricing for some of the card packs. So let's just jump into it. GAMA Trade Show is happening, and last night actually, the Asmodee AMG panel happened, and they talked about Star Wars Legion, and they showed off some of the new box art for some of the new starters. There a lot of interesting stuff that they talk about with this particular set. One of the things that is interesting to me is that you're going to have, instead of just one new starter, you're going to have 4 new starters, at least to start out, which is I think it's a good thing. I think these look, I think they look pretty good. There's some problems with them though, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's talk about the good first. I do like that they're single faction entry points. This is a good thing. It does say these starter boxes focus on the core identity of each faction, including collections of miniatures organized into units and all the dice, cards, tokens, and measuring tools needed to play. That's a good thing. It doesn't look like they're going to be doing the Essentials kit anytime soon, although that could certainly happen at any point down the road. But it seems like, you know, you get your starter box. And there you go. Hence, it's called a starter. But it also looks like they may be doing some new modes of play. This is kind of one of those reasons I haven't done an updated like how to play Star Wars Legion videos and series and what to buy firsts and all of this stuff, because who knows what Legion's going to look like next year or later this year, I should say. There's still a lot of stuff that I can't. I'm cautiously curious to find out. So it says players can pair this product with any other faction unit to set to customize their army for recon games. I don't know what a recon game is. Or build a larger point army for bigger battles. Now, recon, since the context here, since they say or build a larger point battle, I would think that recon is a smaller game. They used to have skirmish, right? But if you go below that, it says single player starters will include ready to play 600-point skirmish armies that are made to be ready to start off the shelf with no additional purchase for new players. And that's mostly true. I mean, this is primarily, by the way, everything that you're looking at here is stuff that was presented to retailers and industry people. This isn't stuff that's necessarily for public consumption. So there are assumptions here. Like the assumption when it says ready to play off the shelf, yeah, they're not pre-painted, pre-assembled. They're still on a sprue. So yes, you're still going to have to build them, clipped out the sprues, glue them together, put them on the base, do some basing material, paint, and all of that stuff if you want to do that. So, I mean, I guess technically you could play them straight off the shelf if you just wanted to play with bases, right? But yes. And this is also that these are new products for Star Wars Legion that are designed for new players. But these also will have the new sculpts. They include new miniature sculpts for existing characters and the new hard plastic. And it's also, they expect these to be popular. Hopefully that means that they're making a lot of these. Hopefully that means that these will not go out of stock, preventing new players an option to get into the game. This is a good thing. I have questions, though, and I'm sure that these will get answered, probably at Adepticon. But one question I have is, what exactly is a recon game? Because you say these include ready-to-play 600-point skirmish armies. So, is skirmish armies are they using it in a generic term? They highlighted it, right? Is skirmish still going to be a format? Is there a difference between a recon game and a skirmish game? right? Or are they just saying like skirmish armies as far as the general, like as far as tabletop gaming as a whole? Oh, these are dudes on a map. That means skirmish army. That's my guess. Is that what they mean? I'm hoping that there's not like full game skirmish as a format and recon as a format, and then how is skirmish going to look after this? And so but yes, I'm guessing recon games means a smaller game. It looks like they're, again, in a lot of ways, they're borrowing from GW's formula, and it looks like they're going with something kind of like Spearhead in this. What is confusing to me is that they have been, talking about this format called Spec Ops. And I'm surprised that they still haven't, and again, maybe they will at some point. But like if they want to push this Spec Ops format, which is a weird format to push, especially if you're also pushing Shatterpoint, because it's like, okay, do I want to have only, 6 guys on the map? Okay, well then, I'll just play Spec Ops. Why, I don't know, like it feels like they're competing against each other a lot. And so they've had all this Spec Ops work and all these new, all the Spec Ops talks, and now they're saying, oh, we have this new Recon format. I'm like, I don't know. I'd love to kind of find out what all formats they're planning to actually move forward with into 2026 and beyond. Because apparently there's a new format called Recon. I guess that's just going to be a smaller point game, similar to Spearhead, basically using stuff that comes in the box. Might even be pre-built lists. If you're not familiar with Spearhead or the different similar things, basically like GW has this format where you buy a box and it's a pre-built army. It acts as a starter or an entry point into the game because it's a great launch point to buy more expansions and build a full army. But you could play with this straight out of the box and in a balanced format where all 4 of these are kind of like roughly balanced against each other. And that might be what Recon is. That would be my guess, that playing a specific Recon mission is like, okay, you're running this, and only what comes in this box. You can't make changes to it. Maybe that's what Recon is. I guess we'll see. We got some closer looks at some of the starters. We have Darth Vader. It looks like we have Stormtroopers and Scout Troopers. So we're going to have a little bit of Special Forces in there. There are TIE Fighters in the sky, but that's the only way you're going to get AMG to do starships. We've got the Rebellion starter, which has Luke in his new outfit. It looks like we've got Rebel. We got a lot of Special Forces in this one. That looks like a Mon Cala Rebel sniper. Maybe that's the Rebel Commandos. We also got Wookiees in there, so the Rebellion starter box looks like it's going to come with Wookiees also, and of course probably some core. And again, this is just a launch point. This isn't meant to be a full army. This is 600 points, so it's meant to get you more than halfway there, and that's a really good place for a starter box. We don't have I didn't see any prices for these, but this particular slide, and also I want to thank everybody that has been sharing slides. I'm going to give some shout outs. The Legion Discord had a bunch of these. My Discord had a bunch of these. The Star Wars Legion Facebook group had a lot of these. Those are where I've seen some people have shared some of these. I don't know the original source for every single one of these, but those are the different places that I have found these. So big thanks to those communities. The Star Wars Legion community as a whole has been very, very sharing. These have been all around. I first saw them in my Discord and then looked around in some of the different communities that I'm in, and it's been all over the place there. So thank you. If you're one of the folks who was there and took some photos and has been sharing photos around, I thank you for that. Gamma is one of those shows that a lot of folks, a lot of content creators don't necessarily have access to, because unless we own a retail store or something like that, we're probably not going to that. So it's good to be able to have that. So thank you to you folks that are doing these stuff. We also have our Clone Wars starters. We've got our Republic and Separatists. We've got General Grievous there and some B1s. That one isn't as telling. It's hard to say what exactly is in that Separatist starter pack and what exactly is in the Obi-Wan box. And maybe this is why they redesigned Grievous. Because Grievous, I was like, well, Grievous already had a fantastic sculpt. Why redesign Grievous? If Grievous is going to be if the Separatist starter is only stuff that we've already seen, all of that would have already been hard plastic. I don't think they would have. I'm guessing they didn't redo the B1s. I mean, B1s were fine. I don't think B1s needed any, any resculpting and stuff like that. I don't know what else is in here. I'm not seeing Droidicas on the box. I'm not seeing, there's a lot of stuff I'm not seeing on the box. I wouldn't be too terribly surprised if this one were, B1's General Grievous, maybe a Droidica, maybe a Special Forces, maybe something like that. Not sure. But yeah, or like maybe it could be BX Commando droid. I don't know. I feel like they would have showed them on the box. It might just be Grievous and B1s. But if that's the case, it wouldn't, like maybe they would sell less of them, right? So putting like maybe a resculpted Grievous in there is a little extra incentive for existing players to go buy one. Plus you get more B1s maybe at a discounted rate. I'm not sure. Again, we don't know how much they're going to cost. I'm guessing somewhere around 130-ish. 130 to 150. That's my guess. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it is a starter box, and you're getting almost a whole army in there. It might be less. It might be 99 per. I feel like with the prices going up everywhere, maybe not. The Galactic Republic starter box. It looks like we've got Obi-Wan. We'll probably have some regular clones. It looks like we've got some clone commandos in there as well, which is nice. That's great art too. These are fantastic art for the covers as well, so that is a cool thing. What I don't like is the release date for these, by the way. Fall 2025. That could be a lot of different things. That could be, it doesn't say Q3, it says fall, which I mean isn't November. I think winter actually begins in December. So these may not, they may not be out for a long time. And that's these are projections. It's certainly possible that this might not be out till 2026 if that's the case. But fall 2025 is, it's really far out. That's really far out. So I talked about the good look. This looks like the right kind of product that the market needs. This is the right kind of product that people need. Obviously, this is the right kind of product I want on store shelves so I can get busy with, doing what to buy first videos and all of that kind of stuff. However, if these aren't out until fall, which, could be November, December, possibly, I'm not sure. I think they'll work very hard to try to get them out before Christmas, though. I think they will work very, very hard to make sure that happens. But still, that means we're going most of this year without any entry point, without new product, without new gateways for Legion. Not without any new product, because there'll still be some new product that's coming out. But with all the reprints that they didn't make, it really makes me think they should have waited before kind of killing off all of the Legion stuff that's out there. I don't know why they dropped the new edition when they did, when there was going to be a year and a half or so until this new one. They had said like early, I think they said Q2 2025 or Q1 or Q2, like early 2025 when all this new stuff was supposed to be coming out. Now it's if fall 2025 is pretty late in the year, so again, while this is a good thing, I wonder if it will come too late and there'll be a lot of damage done to like interest in Legion by that time, or if this will just be seen as a whole, like a whole new relaunch. I really don't know what the market's going to be, and maybe they're just hoping that people will forget, what they did to X-Wing and Armada by the time this comes out, but I won't forget. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Okay, let's talk about the rest of the stuff. They did give us a marketing overview. And this is just talking a little bit, and we can see a little artwork there. These are probably some of the new clones, and it looks like there's a clone throwing a grenade, which is kind of a weird angle there. It's a little blurry though. But we've got Ahsoka painted up there, Padawan Ahsoka. We're going to talk more about her in a minute. But this is like all of this stuff that, again, they're trying to get, retail stores and everybody to kind of get on board. Look, we're going to do all this stuff. We're going to do social media, gameplay and hobby transmissions, thematic and product photography. Okay. supporting assets package, press and influencer reviews, live stream and videos, retail support kits, convention events. And we'll see. I don't know if they're going to do any press stuff with me. I doubt it. I doubt they'll respond to me ever again. But maybe, who knows? Product overview card packs. Okay, so we can see what the card packs are going to look like. This is an interesting slide. They're talking about the card packs. It's good that they're doing card packs. It says, with this launch, players will want card packs to provide physical cards to have during games. There are multiple varieties of card packs for the refreshed Star Wars Legion. Again, they keep calling it the refreshed Star Wars Legion. I still don't understand why they just can't say new edition. It's clearly a new edition, but they're calling it the refreshed Star Wars Legion. I would love to be a fly on the wall and where they came up with that. Well, we can't say new edition because the devil told us not to. I don't know. I'm so curious of that. The refreshed Star Wars Legion. Did it just go to the bathroom? I don't know. Universal card pack. So there's going to be a universal card pack that has all universal upgrades from the game updated to the most current rules, required purchase for all players, existing and new. This should be the first purchase for a player after purchasing a starter set. That's an interesting one. There's some extra information that's not on the slide that I'm going to talk about, but let's finish the slide. Unit card packs contain all units for all unit-specific upgrade cards for one faction, and then command card packs contain all previously released commander and operative unit cards and generic and character command cards for one faction. Problem is, this is potentially an awful lot. Now, Will Schick did take to, I know he's been answering questions and talking, and to summarize, he seemed to suggest that these, somebody said that these might cost between $30 and $50, and Will Schick said that estimate was a little high. So I imagine these will be a little below 30, so maybe 29, maybe 24, but at some point, I guess the estimated card pack price is under $30. Whether that's $29.99 or lower than that, I'm not sure. But that's still a pretty darn big, because that's a tall order. Here's what I mean by that. Like, I have all 4 factions, right? So if they're doing a unit card pack for the Rebels and then a command card pack for the Rebels, that's 2 separate cards. And then if you only play Rebels, I have to buy the universal card pack, a unit card pack, and a command card pack. So if they're $29.99 or whatever after tax, that's $100 just for one faction. Now granted, I won't necessarily have to buy the universal card pack for every faction, but there's also mercenary. You can see the mercenary card pack. That was one of the first one that we knew about. So in addition to, and I'm assuming like this Galactic Republic card pack is the unit card pack, since it has a picture of a tank on there. But is that also, is the mercenary card pack also going to have command cards in there? Are they all going to be the same price? They look like it's a big box. It doesn't look like they're thin little card packs. If they're like thin, like trading card packs or something like that, I could see them being under $10. But if it's got a box that's about this size, a lot of times the size of the box helps inform the price. Because how much shelf space is it going to be taking up? It has to be commensurate, profits for the store. If it's, whereas if it's just a thin little, like Star Wars Unlimited, well, I can fit like 30 of those into a single box on the shelf behind me. It's not taking up card space, no problem. I can charge $5-6 for it. But these are, if it's a whole box this size, it's probably going to be about at least $25, if not $29. So this could be a thing. Now, Will Schick also seemed to suggest that these were all optional. Like, you can just totally print out the cards if you want. Which I don't want to say that isn't truthful, but I have my doubts, because and here's why I say I have my doubts. The unit card pack and the command card pack says transitional product. That seems to indicate that these won't be reprinted forever. At a certain point, they won't make those anymore. It may be a single print run only. Do you not buy these, and then it's print it? Yes, they'll probably have the PDF that you can print and play. But at a certain point, are they going to say you need the cards in a tournament? Is there going to be a new tournament document that says print and play cards are legal? because they've never done that before. And I frankly don't believe that they'll ever do that. So when they says that this is an optional pack, I really don't believe that. It says on the slide here that the universal card pack at a minimum is a required purchase for all players. So then when Will Schick comes out like on social media or in like Discords and stuff and said, like, 'cause he said this in the Legion Discord, he said that it's like, oh, you can just print and play. Like, I don't know how casually he's speaking there or if he's speaking officially, because if I show up to Worlds with all print and play cards, I promise you we're gonna have a problem. You know, I'm I mean, that's just not how AMG or Asmodee has ever been, whether it was Fantasy Flight or AMG. I don't think they've ever let you just have print and play stuff. So to say that it's not really a required purchase, I beg to differ. Now, granted, and this applies for new players. If you're an existing player, you might have the original cards already. You might not need to do all this stuff. But still, again, I'm just really curious. I would love to see them go away from requiring you to have the cards. I think that would be a fantastic move. And if they do that, officially, if that comes out in the tournament document that says, look, print and play cards are perfectly fine, I'd give them their credit, because that'd be a big step forward. Because I mean, again, people are still gonna want the cards. I don't need cards for Warhammer, but I always buy the cards for Warhammer. So I don't know if So what I'm saying, but I have used print and play for Warhammer before, especially when a new edition comes out and maybe some stuff isn't available yet, or maybe I'm only using like this one mercenary unit and I don't want to have to go buy the whole mercenary pack just so I can use Boba Fett in one list one time, So again, I really do hope that they make print and play tournament legal. I don't expect them to do that. So again, it's unclear what Will Schick means when he says that these aren't actually mandatory. I assume he's talking about kitchen table players, and that's fine and good. But again, when you're kind of the boss of this company, it's you have to, your words kind of they reach maybe farther than you think. So again, we'll find out. That's a good question for AMG too, and it's a good question for Will Schick. If I ever get him on here, that's one thing I'd love to talk about. There was also some other stuff with other product coming out, so let's talk about that. Ahsoka is supposed to be coming out in May, so that's cool. Again, for existing player, they do have some things lined up. The Tauntauns, the Mounted Commanders, is 2026, so those are pretty far out. And it looks like the Imperial High Command and some of those officers. Did they change this one? This is an interesting one, too, because this is another one that was out there. When this was spoiled during Mini Stravaganza, Grand Admiral Thrawn was a part of this pack. Why is he not in the Imperial High Command anymore? What did they do to my boy Thrawn? What did they do to my boy Thrawn? That is the question. That saddens me. But it doesn't matter. This is Q2. This is a whole year from now at best. More than a year from now, I bet. Yeah. Q2 2026 for the Imperial High Command. So, yeah, it's going to be a slow time for new Legion products showing up. So, again, that's where I come back to, like, all right, these starters are great, but I have mixed feelings on it, because we have a crisis of new product and product availability right now. And anytime somebody's interested in starting a game like this, they're going to see the lack of product, they're going to go somewhere else. By the time November, December, or whenever come around, when these finally are available, is it going to be too late? That's the question. I don't know. Maybe, and these are things that I worry about. And some people say, that's unnecessary. You shouldn't worry. You're being too hard on them. I hope you don't think so, because I give them a lot of credit. These boxes look great, and this is exactly the right type of product that we need. And hopefully that, if things go well and Legion keeps going and survives this kind of product drought, because I do think it was a miss. I think it was a big misstep to have so much time between canceling all of the Legion product and then launching a new line. You're talking like they stopped all reprints on all the old stuff, and it's gonna be like a year before anything else comes out. Like I think that was a misstep, and that and I'll continue to say that because we're seeing no product available. So that's that hurts the game. It shrinks the population base. People move on to other games. But it's other things that have made me do that too. Like I get less and less excited to play Legion. I still play, but I just with all the rules changes that they've done, it pushes me gently further and further away. And so now instead of playing every week, it's like maybe once a month or once every 3 months and stuff like that. So it doesn't happen as often anymore. I'm curious if you guys feel like that, or if you felt like that with other games. Let me know down in the comments section below. But that's going to do it for this video. Will be really interesting to see what all else they announce at Adepticon, because this was very interesting, but it's also really far out. So what are they doing? How many card packs are we really going to have to get? If you have everything, how many card packs do you honestly have to buy at this point? And what happened to Thrawn? And where's the Gungans? For crying out loud, they didn't announce Gungans at GAMA. Really? Really? Come on, guys. What's going on there? All right, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are out of this world and help make this whole channel possible. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. And always wash your socks.